What is up, everybody? It's your boy Jim, and I'm back again with another DLC discussion video. Now, today I wanted to go over some of the returning Pokemon that we have confirmed as of the latest Pokemon or Nintendo Direct. And there is a leak of all the bonds that are out, but since that's not official, I really don't want to go over it in this video. I'd rather talk about all the official ones. I may do a video talking about the leak at some point, because I think it's a really cool leak. And so far, it is adding up on the credibility. But we have two forms of DLC. We have the Teal Mask and the Indigo Disc, with the Teal Mask coming out pretty soon in the fall. So I wanted to go over some of the returning Pokemon from this. Now, this is coming from mainly a competitive player standpoint, so how they're going to impact the meta is kind of what I look at, but also just in general, how fun they'd be to play with, like in the playthrough. Like if you're wanting to catch some new mons to play on, and you want to switch up your team a little bit. Some also really cool stuff here. So right off the bat from Kanto, we have the Snorlax and Ninetales line, which I am so happy about this. I mentioned it in the actual DLC reaction video, but Snorlax is one of my favorite Pokemon to use in competitive, and I love the shiny of it. I love the shade of blue that it has. I think Ninetales is also going to be really interesting in the meta, because Drought is a very good ability in Generation 9, especially with the Walking Wake. I can definitely see them being used together in singles and even doubles. The type combination for them is really good. You have your Fire type with your Water Dragon, so they have definite coverage together. Johto in this time around is interesting to say the least. So to me, it's not as much about the Johto Mons, but it's about what they bring with. So you have Apom bringing in the Ambipom. You have Gligar bringing in Gliscor, and Gliscor being back is going to be a rough one, guys. I always was like, Gligar is a tough typing to fight against. Its main weakness being Ice, but Ice type is not a very, it's not a very used typing in competitive. I feel like I see it a little bit more in, doubles and singles, because snow teams do seem to be pretty popular actually. But even then, like, Gliscor is more of a singles monster. We're going to have to see how that fares out. Then we have Sentret. You can't be mad about Sentret returning. And then you have Furret as a result back. And then Hoenn. Hoenn's, it's also not bringing him too much of the heat. We have Milotic, which is pretty cool to see return. It's that kind of stall mon, though. It's that offensive stall kind of combination that, you don't love to see in competitive, but I think we'll make it work. Just have your electric types on hand. Besides that, it's a lot of just general route ones from this. You have Poochyena, Seedot, Corphish, just some general mons. Chimecho and Chingling and Chimichao are returning. Or Chimecho and Chimichao. So they're pretty interesting. See, Chimecho is always so forgettable to me, though, like, except for the anime. So we'll see how that rolls out. Then we have the Grubbin line, which I'm pretty excited to see. They were pretty fun to use. Fun fact, Grubbin was my first ever Gen 7 shiny. I was literally just grinding in the wild, I think, in like the beginning of the second island, and I saw the red and I was like, this thing doesn't have like a different colored form, right? Like different islands, and I saw the sparkle, and I was like, alright. So overall, obviously I believe there's going to be more mons returning. We have the new mons, but I'll probably talk about those in a different video when we have more information on them, because right now it's kind of bland. But yeah, so Teal Mask, it's not bringing in as much heat. There's some cool mons so far. Now, of course, this is so far. This is as of June 25th, 2023. So, obviously, when it comes out, we may know about a lot more. And we know from the leaks there is a lot more. But just from what we have now, it's not the most hype. But the Indigo Disc is where it's at, guys. The Indigo Disc is where it's at. I love some of these mons returning. We have Executor returning, and Execute for the Harvest shenanigans. The Flygon line returning. I was super happy. I like how Feebas is confirmed in this as well. So, at this point, Feebas won't be a returning Pokemon, because it'll already have been returned, because the Indigo Disc comes out after. Which I'm way more excited for this DLC. Just because, Terapagos, I'm so interested in learning more about it. I've seen it in the anime a little bit with its new form. But this DLC just also has a cooler array of mons returning, from what I can tell. We have the Beldum line, Really excited to see my boy Metagross return. I loved using Metagross in competitive. Super good sets it brings about. We have the Blitzel line, which we have not seen in the wild since Black and White. Like, on top of it not even being, like, in the games, any mainline series game since, you know, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, it's back in the wild. So that's going to be really cool to see. You know, I love Blitzel. It was just that early start Electric type in Gen 5 that was just really nice, and it was pretty good too. It was a pain to fight sometimes. You know, it had Flame Charge, it had, what, Volt Absorb. Then we have the Whimsicott line returning every competitive player's nightmare. This thing is going to be running rampant in VGC with the doubles prankster. It's going to be pretty nuts. Solosis. Ew. Ew, that's the one downgraded. This is Solosis is returning. But you know what? Ew. Ew. Meowstic's also a good prankster mon. It's not really used as much, I think just because it doesn't have the best stats in comparison to others, but Prankster Thunderwave, I think it gets skill swap as well, so it can definitely be used for some shenanigans. But overall, I think this return is just a lot better. You have Seal and Dugong too. You can't hate on them. You can't hate on them. They're just Pokemon trying to live their life. But yeah, Executor, Flygon, Metagross, Substriko, all mons I'm really excited to see return, and Whimsicott too. For what it's worth, I'll use it in VGC, I guess, but you know, there is a lot of prankster mons out like right now, and I feel like Whimsicott just speed-wise isn't the best mon. Like I think if we click on it right here, we'll be able to see his speed. Nope. Page just doesn't exist. Okay. Well, so that's gonna be all for this video, guys. I'll probably do a video going over the leak because the leak is pretty hype. But you know, with that being said, if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe, guys. Check out the links in the description. Check out my Discord. Check out my Twitch. Check out all that fun stuff. I am going to be streaming on Twitch. I'm trying to find a time to do it lately, but I am going to be going on there just because YouTube's not really letting me get verified, so it's not really that fun, and I can't stream on here yet. So, your boy Jim's going to be signing out. I hope everyone has an awesome day.